Good evening, everyone. I wanted to do a really quick video on the difference between sunlight and daylight, and also one of the main things I want to point out in this video, especially to flat earthers, not globe earthers, but some flat earthers believe that when they look up at the blue sky, that they're seeing the waters above the firmament, the blue ocean water above the firmament. And I've heard several flat earthers seem to believe that, and I've heard several flat earthers say that. And that is just not the case. That is not a fact at all. And in order to understand that, you have to understand the difference between sunlight, daylight, and how the sun excites the photons of the noble gases in the atmosphere, causing the different colors of the sky that you see, especially the color blue. And that's also why you do not see the color blue once you get above the Earth's atmosphere, as you can see here at 120,000 feet. And that's because that blue neon color comes from the noble gases that the Earth's atmosphere is made up of. And as the sun passes over those noble gases, it excites the photons in those noble gases, causing the different neon colors that you see, which mainly is blue, and you'll see some pink, purple, orange, red, yellows sometimes, especially at sunset, which I'm going to show you here in a video just a second. But the only reason you see blue and all the other colors is because you're standing on the earth looking up. You cannot see the blackness on the other side of the atmosphere when the sun is passing through the atmosphere, exciting the photons in the noble gases. And you also cannot see the stars. If you are above the clouds, above the atmosphere, you cannot see the stars if the sun is close to you, like it is here. But if the sun is further away from you, as you can see here, you can see the stars just above the atmosphere. And right here, I'm going to show you one more example. In this video, we are above the atmosphere, but the sun is right above us, and we're going right underneath the sun. And right as that sun starts to get over us and behind us a little bit, you'll start to see these stars come into view once the brightness of the sun is not blocking them out anymore. So now that you understand that there is no blue sky once you get above the Earth's atmosphere, now I'm going to show you the difference between sunlight and daylight.
And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night."
I have come to the conclusion that daylight and sunlight are two different lights, just as the Bible says. Sunlight being the light we see when we look at the sun, a yellowish white light that is direct light, a line of sight light, the cause of shadows. The second light is daylight, which is a diffused light, a glowing, scattered light with limited range, which consists of many visible different colors. Once you get above the ozone layer, 12 to 18 miles up, the invert gases will separate according to the atomic weight. Helium, neon, and argon all rise above the ozone layer and layer out themselves. Now the diffused light, which you see here, comes from these layers of invert gases that separate in the perfect, calm, and absolute cold once high enough. And the electromagnetic field of the close passing sun is exciting these inert gases. And these gases, when excited, emit photons, which you know is light. Now, if you change the voltage, temperature, or the pressure, or its elemental neighbor, and you change the color and intensity of the diffused light. Now let's focus on electricity and argon. Argon and neon are the third and fifth most abundant element in the composition of air. There is more argon than neon, and there is more neon than ozone, methane, and carbon monoxide combined. Now all of the colors that you see here can be produced with just neon. a full spectrum of light with all the noble gases. Now the shadow here is actually a convergent line, and then under that you have the edge of the electromagnetic field and then the edge of daylight. Now I also don't believe that daylight is a perfect circle surrounding the sun either. Because daylight will take the shape of the electric and magnetic fields that it is within. Now notice also here the sun disappears into the horizon, not below it. Now this is because of perspective, and the daylight eventually drowns out the sunlight. You are looking lengthwise through the layers of photons. And this explains the colors, the layers, the range, the abrupt termination lines, receding light, and so much more. All you need are noble gases and an electric current. Now, those of you who think you see a curved earth here, the curve you observe here is the light, not the earth. That's right, yes, I said the light is curved, not the earth. Now, the reason the light curves is because the field curves, which is what I'm fixing to demonstrate for you here. Now, for those of you who don't know, another property of ionized gas is a magnetic field, which means the electromagnetic field of the sun is pulling on the fields of the earth as it passes. And the magnetic field also increases the brightness when interacting with the ionized field. Now, the light is transparent, but when you concentrate and intensify the discharge of photons, it becomes impossible to see through. Now, let me show you how to light up noble gases with a Tesla coil, which will act as our sun source. I want you to pay attention to the colors here, especially the neon, which will be your blue sky inside the firmament. Okay, the first and second glass tube are helium and neon, which will emit a constant sky blue light when placed within the field. And these gases are contained just like the gases of the earth are contained. Now, neon will also emit red and yellow photons as well. The sky looks blue because it is blue. The photons are a specific frequency our eyes interpret as blue. So you have helium, neon, argon, krypton, and xenon. These are the noble gases that make up 1% of the air. So as you see, the sun creates the field, and the noble gases within this field create the light. You could say the sun governs the light, in other words. Now, as you can see here, the daylight and sunrise and sunset colors of neon, which is your sky blues, your yellows, and reds. Remember that, everyone. Sky blue, yellow, and reds. Look for them the next time you watch the sunset. And now that you know the difference between sunlight and daylight, now you know why there is no sunlight and daylight above the atmosphere of the earth. Everyone, thanks for watching. Have a good night, and God bless.